Welcome back to Custom K, and we're already selling parts on eBay. In fact, ironically, the sissy parts I wasn't even going to put on there. And some interesting other bits and pieces. So we're already chipping away at that initial buy-in on the bike. Thanks for tuning in. If it's your first time, there's plenty more lunacy to see, so check out the rest of the videos on the channel, subscribe while you're here, and if at any point during the video you think it's good, give it a thumbs up, and encourage others to watch my lunacy. Anyway, let's get on with it. Get on with what is the question, I suppose. I think next up we're going to commit to chopping the back end off. We're also going to commit to moving those suspension shocks, and we're pretty committed to the front end swap for the R6. So we're going to do a little bit of measuring. Riggy Booby's bringing over the engine crane, engine hoist, so we can get the front end up in the air, get the forks off, assuming they're not a million miles out. So I measured this today, and it's I forget, I think it's about 8 inches. Yeah, just short actually, 7 3/4. Right, let's measure these babies. See what they look like. Interestingly, they're not upside down forks, are they? No. That's interesting. I prefer the upside down forks. I'd never noticed that before. Oh well. They do have severely better braking ability than that. See, this is only rough, but I would say that's about the same. Yeah. Wouldn't you? Nearest damn it. Well, that's nice. And these all balls racing kits come with various washers. Big ass thick washers. Yeah. I think that's one. No. Yeah, that's one of the smaller ones. So that's the 1 mil. And then they come with a 3 mil as well. Anyway, short answer is this looks promising. What's more, because we'd nearly finished this project before we ripped the motor out of it for that ridiculousness over there, we actually have pretty much sorted out the front end. I mean, it's all good to go. Brakes, everything, handlebars, grips, levers. It's all good to go. I won't be using those lights on this. Don't know what we'll be using. Always takes me at least 5 episodes to work it out. But yeah, I think that's going to work. I think we need to order those bearings. Meantime, is it time for Mr. Kawasaki to meet Mr. Kawasaki? And if you're new to this game and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, don't worry, you'll get used to it. Mr. Kawasaki. The angle grinder. Well, first, if we're going to shift the shock absorber to here, we need to do that so that the rear end is supported. So I think we need to start looking at that first, and then we need to wonder what exactly we're going to chop. I want to chop all this off because I think the pipe will will fit it somehow. The only problem is the brake pedal goes through there. So we're going to have to kind of chop that relatively neatly, I suppose, in some kind of circular fashion. That'll be fun. Yes, that's going to take just a lot of finishing, isn't it? What a pain, unless we leave these bits on. I think that's what I'll do. I shall not be too hasty to remove those bits. Let's just get rid of those. I remember now, we were going to remove the front lights and indicators and everything, put them on eBay. I remembered how you do it. Those little doofers here and here, secure the lamp to here, then you get inside, then there's the bolts for the indicators. So let's get all that lot off. All removed and wiring labelled up suitably so we don't forget, because I have been known to forget. Right, I think we want to get these off because they're in jolly good condition, and repro stuff goes for like 150 bucks, so hopefully we get a couple $100 for the pair or something. I don't know. They are original and they're in pretty good nick. you know, a few scratches, nothing a bit of paint won't sort out. I know, you tuned in to see a custom motorcycle being built, not an old motorbike being torn apart for parts on eBay. It's part of the process. I am even using genuine Kawasaki tools from my Z400 when I was 18. Just a couple of years ago in my head. Well, that was easy, just 2 bolts through these guys here. Undid the nuts and gently pulled it out of the rubber mounts that are in here, and disconnected these, ignition and gauges. Yeah. Wow. Can't believe how easily everything is coming apart on this. Credit to Kawasaki and its previous owners. This thing is almost as old as me. Mind you, I'm falling apart quite easily. And again, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know how much I like in-frame wiring, which nobody ever does, except they do in handlebars. So why don't they do it with the rest of the wiring and put it through all this tubing? It makes sense. It's protected. So we'll be doing that on this as well, like we did on the Honda. All the wiring goes up here. I know it ends up in a big mess over here, but anyway, it's time Mr. Kawasaki met Mr. Kawasaki. But before we do that, because I happen to just have this out doing something else, before we do that, we need to shift that to its new position. So we need to drill that out first, and then we can get on with the serious stuff. I do hope the previous owner's not watching. This might make him cry. Actually, I just joined the KZ Owners Club Facebook page thing group. They probably won't like what I'm about to do either. Well, that was fun. Yes, shifted these shocks from their original mount to the new position. Took a lot of effort, as you can tell, because I'm out of breath still. Because I had to lift the whole back end up to try and get them on. Anyway, they're kind of on. I stole those bolts from the R6. Everything's getting stolen from the R6, just to give me something to work on, so that the back end is in place. But they're both in there, kinda. That won't be the end result, but I don't know what the end result will be. But the end result will be that is going. That's better. I just cleaned the lens on my sweaty t-shirt. Yeah, talking of which, I don't know why people go down the gym. I mean, just get on with stuff at home and keep fit that way. Alright, so normally I'd do this outside because it's kind of messy, and yeah, but it's 100 and something outside. So we have a fireproof screen to protect the Stratos. It's cardboard. It's covered, it's got a screen, yeah, whatever. There are fire extinguishers available. That's the worst that could happen. That was not so easy. Don't fit. Yeah, so it's kind of tricky getting in there, honestly. But we have. There's a lot of cleaning up to do. I'm going to do a little bit of grinding now, seeing as I've got the tool out. I'm not going to film it, obviously. Boring. Yeah. Not so easy. I'm gonna leave those there. That one's intact. That one, oops. But they may help with that tailpiece to get it at the right level, or not. But I'm not going to take them off right now. I'm just going to tidy that up a bit. Like I said, a little bit. That'll do for now. Basically got most of the excess snot off, and you're going to have to work out what we want that to look like, involving a little bit of JB Weld and whatever, so it ends up looking like the Honda. Anyway, that's looking rather more sexy all of a sudden. Yeah, like that. Just enough tail. Well, it's nice when a plan comes together and it's easy, because those original tailpiece mounts fit nicely onto the front of the battery cradle mounts, and I reckon that's a pretty good position, all in all. Let's just get a side piece on there just to make sure. Well, yeah, not quite. Need a little bit of fettling, spacers, to push this up, get the lines working properly, but it's kind of there. Just the right amount of overhang. Like it. Wow, love it, actually. And likewise with the actual brake light, rear light, we can either mount it back there, and I'll show you why in a minute. What I meant was a second. Yeah, so we can either mount it off those existing rear mounts that are in that tailpiece, or we can push it up to the end, which will also look pretty cool, or somewhere in between. But oh yeah, no, this is going to look so good. I'm so excited about this project, and honestly, this bit I'm holding in my hand is the main reason why. There's just something about this that's beautiful. By the way, I ordered the All Balls Racing extra special bearings today, so the front end swap is also a go, and we'll see how that goes probably next episode, because this thing's racing along, right? Could this be the quickest ever Tink Custom? It might be, except we've got to do paint, and you know how long that takes. Yeah. And look at that. Big old divots. Like me playing golf. And while we're looking at it, what do we think of the shock absorber angle? I don't ask me what it's going to do to the handling, because I don't know. But it looks kind of cool, right? Anyway, we're not going to do that now, because it's the end of the episode. Yes. So stay tuned next time for chain replacement. And if you haven't already, subscribe. If you thought the video was any good at all, give it a thumbs up, and of course encourage others to watch my lunacy.